From Los Angeles, California, this is Burncast and I'm the bomb. Okay, now we're back with Judd, part 2 of Burncast TV with Judd. Okay, so you were saying that Burning Man is a Jeopardy question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you guys know this, right?
No.
I guess not everyone knows this.
I know Malcolm in the Middle. I know.
Malcolm in the Middle of that great episode where they went out to the playa. Reno 911 did it. Simpsons. And yeah, it was on Jeopardy. It was something or other like this arts and music event happens every year in August out in somewhere in the Nevada desert, and like, what's Burning Man? You know, it's funny. I can't remember where I saw this. I was like, yeah, okay, wow. You know, I mean, you could find huge entries on it all over the internet. It's like everybody knows what it is now. You know,
How's that? How do you feel about that?
I don't have a problem with it, but it's just that. I don't think I got it at first, but after a couple years of going and meeting more and more burners, that I started to get the sense that this isn't just something that they look forward to at one part of the year. It's like it becomes kind of part of their lives, because their lives don't necessarily revolve around Burning Man, but Burning Man changes their lives.
Right.
That they have a different approach to everything, from looking at art to costumes and everyday wear to your name and your identity and your expression, and where it fits into society and how you can drop out of it and you don't drop out into complete anonymity, and you're not alone in this vacuum. We're floating around in space, in a sense. There are communities and these pockets of people all over, and these people, they're they're like-minded. It's not like uniform thought, but they're like-minded. So it's like, wow, there's a lot going on. So the question kind of came eventually after a lot of issues came up about Burning Man and corporate sponsorship, or things just getting all twisted in a way. It's like, well, how relevant is Burning Man to all these to burners? We don't have to do Burning Man. We don't have to go. We can do our own thing. We can make our own burns, and damn, it'd be badass, because we all know how to plan a party.
Because we're pros. Yeah.
We're pros at this now. It's like, geez, something breaks down, we can fix it too. It's like, oh, we'll find some way of doing it, and if not, we know how to find somebody who knows how to do it. We know to network so well with these things that when really pressed to do it, I don't want to say we can do absolutely anything, but I would bet you within a few years, in the next couple elections, we can probably get burners elected in high levels of Congress, and if not even the presidency. It's like, these people are serious and in high places of power, and I think I did read that in the Rolling Stone article on Burning Man some years ago, where they were talking about there are some high-powered burners that are like, nobody fucks with my burn, and blah, blah, blah. I will shut down things, and it's like, they're not kidding. Mm-hmm. So it's like, wow. They're really powerful, influential people that like to just go and just be anonymous when they're there and just do their thing. But, give it time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's become institutionalized, I think.
All right, so I want to spin this around real quick, because I've asked somebody else this. What do you think about diversity on the playa? I'm talking...
Oh, was that this year or last year's thing? That was a...
You mean Green Man?
Yeah, I think... Was that last year? The Green Man, right?
Right.
Okay, and I remember that coming up last year, the Green Man, like, what about the brown man? What about the black man? What about, diversity? So you're speaking about ethnic diversity on the playa?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I didn't go this year. I'm not going this year. I didn't go last year. And I have never really mindfully tracked the racial diversity of Burning Man. I remember the first year I went. That was my first year. First year I went with a group of people that were racially mixed. At least 2 were Mexican American, and then everyone else was white. And then I was only black, but there was a Korean. Because I remember the little boy that was with us. Mm-hmm. I was like, wow, kids, that's so cool. This kid was like 6 years old, 7 years old, just digging it. So I've seen it, but then at the same time, I say it's still mostly white. So I don't know about it being even, but there is some mix. I don't see a lot of blacks. It's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I do remember actually that being something that somebody brought up the last time I went. That they said they went out that day, and they looked around and they couldn't find any other African Americans there, except for that one guy that was looking around. And even because he's mixed, people don't look at him and immediately identify him as being black. You look at him kind of going, it's like Prince or Jimi Hendrix.
Or
you look
Barack
at him like,
Obama.
Yeah, Barack. It's like you're light skinned. I know you could be black, but then again, maybe you're Middle Eastern, or are you, Central American or something, or Islander. I don't know. Anyway.
I'm just thinking for an event that is radically inclusive, it'd be nice to see more diversity. That's why I was just curious what your take
would be. But I think a lot of the times it comes to economics, socioeconomics. That you got to admit that there aren't a lot of blacks that could probably spring the money.
Yeah.
Then again, I know this is gonna come all wrong, but they would rather buy Air Jordans. I know it sounds terrible to say, but it's like they, when I look at the materialism of some people, I hear them go on and on. I'll just overhear black kids talking, "Yo, man, look at my new kicks, blah, blah, blah." And it's like, jeez, man, are they really turning you into a consumer? The man really got you, because 40 years ago, the black mentality was completely different. It's just really amazing to see what happens to a lot of non-white ethnicities, and I've seen what happens to I shouldn't say Mexican Americans, I should say Latinos as a whole, and blacks. That I see a lot of them really getting pulled into hip hop culture and suckered into buying the most expensive
sneaker culture.
things. Was it Billionaire Boys Club? It's Pharrell Williams and I forgot the other guy's name. They have this clothing line and it's not cheap. That they flat out say the cheapest thing is $200-$300, and people buy it. It's like. And it's not a lot of whites buying it. It's just like, where are you guys getting this? So you work your crappy ass jobs at Crackdonald's and every place else to go out and spend it all on this? So anyway, to come back to the original question, I think a lot of it comes down to, either maybe they're not hit by it, maybe they don't feel that they'll be part of it, but then I don't think that there's a lot of money in the average black that would fit into the demographic, I guess, So I think it's just kind of sad that maybe they aren't hit.
Okay, 2 more questions, and we're gonna wrap this up.
All right.
Advice to the virgin burner: don't do sunscreen or water.
The first 2 things again. Sunscreen and water. Bring lots of water. Bring lots of drugs.
Drugs to the playa. Would you bring drugs to the Burning Man? Is that something you would do?
Would I bring drugs to Burning Man?
Do you expect drugs at Burning Man?
Yeah, because every time I've gone, I either camp with people who've had them, or I run into people who've either brought it or just toss them in your mouth. It's really crazy. I remember one year that I didn't mean to, but somebody's it was always ends up with the Sunday night thing that people are desperate to get rid of their drugs because nobody wants to drive home with them. So they're like, here, take this, take that. And they're just throwing things at me. I'm like, okay. And I turn into a Hoover in a way. I don't mean to be. And I'm like, sure, why not? And then I was with somebody who will remain unnamed who became very concerned as the night wore on. And I was having a harder and harder time walk back to camp.
Oh!
Because all of a sudden, some few things are kicking in. I'm like, I feel really, maybe I shouldn't have taken the Valium with everything else and drank that wine that people were passing around. I was just like, oh, God, this is going to be really difficult to make it back. Unfortunately, somebody gave us a ride.
Oh, I prayed for a miracle that night. And this ranger came by in a truck, and he was like, did you need some help? And I'm all like, yes!
My friend's getting really slow. He's not going to make it.
And we were way out by the trash fence. It was bad.
Way out there. Right by when it was that gravity
the
thingy.
Temple of Gravity.
The Temple of Gravity, yeah. And that was far away from the camp, which was around 4 o'clock, so it was way across.
It was way the fuck out there.
God. So, I don't bring a lot. No, I don't. Because honestly, this is kind of sad, but I find that so much of my money goes into food, water, gas, ticket, and all that stuff, and getting there, that I'm like, I don't think I could really afford to splurge on drugs that I just don't. I don't think they're necessary, but it's
Yeah.
fun. I mean, sure, it's fun, but no, a lot of the times it's not really necessary. It's really not necessary.
Okay, 30 seconds.
Mhm.
Advice to the jaded veteran burner.
Jaded veteran burner. If you're so jaded because you think you've seen it all already, don't go. You know,
Yeah.
seriously. Go do something else and unjade yourself, because the world's pretty amazing, you know, and that's what Burning Man is supposed to be. Kind of wake you up to that, I think. So.
All right. That's a wrap. Thank you very much. All right. And